Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today we are talking about how to spot a good friend. So, hopefully, all of us have, one or two, or hopefully a bunch of people who we consider friends. We, talk to these people in hard times, we help them out in hard times, and you consider them good friends, amazing friends, best friends, social friends, work friends. There's all kinds. And one of the jobs as a functioning human being, I was going to say functioning adult, but this applies to everybody. One of the good qualities is being able to decide who you keep in your life, who you decide to share important or sensitive information with, who you decide to confide in and help out, who helps you out. And it can be really tricky, especially when you have friends from all different walks of life, all different areas. You might have university friends or school friends or work friends or friends you've known forever, family friends. There's a million different ways that friends can come into your life, but there's really only one way that friends go out of your life, and that is by, either saying to them like, hey, this isn't working, we're different people, it doesn't work, I'm sorry. Or you have some kind of blow up, and that is really unfortunate. So what you really want is to be able to have those conversations with somebody and say, hey, I really don't think this friendship is working. It's, too time consuming. It's too taxing. I feel like it's not reciprocal. I feel like it's like 80-20. I'm doing 80% of the work and checking in and being there for you, and you're just not. It's important to understand that there are different kinds of friend relationships. A vast majority of my friends, we can go months and months and months without talking or seeing each other, maybe just liking each other's Instagram pictures. And when we get back together, it's like no time's passed at all. We are so incredibly close. We are there for each other. If a friend reaches out, just spur of the moment, like I am there for them. Like these are the kinds of friends that I have. And I like to think of it as like not terribly active friendships, we are very close. We understand each other's lives, but we aren't in constant communication. For me, it's mostly distance. Like I don't live anywhere near most of my friends. And so I pick special times or dedicate, a bit of energy to seeing these people. And so for me, these kinds of friend relationships work really well, like living on a farm in the middle of nowhere and traveling quite a bit. It's just hard to try and like keep a daily or a weekly briefing with friends and go for coffee and things like that. It's not viable. You probably have friends that are in close proximity, and I like to think that there are like two kinds of proximity friends. There's the kinds that you see all the time. Maybe you're going to the same classes, or you work at the same place, or you have a large friend group that all intermingles together and like goes out every Friday for drinks and things like that. But then you can also have these very active friends that are just quite taxing, and they call you up and talk about relationship problems or family problems or work problems, and you never really feel like you're being heard. I always say like it's a great indicator of not having a great friend when you always feel like the stable one or the one sort of listening. Like if you have a feeling that one of your friends kind of has no idea who you are or has no idea what's going on in your life, that's a good sign that this friendship is not exactly going well. And it might be time for a conversation saying, hey, look, like I'm always here for you, but I don't really feel like you're here for me. And that is a great way to spot a bad friend. Spotting a good friend is pretty easy. It's kind of like this innate feeling that when you're hanging out with somebody or when you're talking to somebody, whether it's FaceTime, phone call, whatever it might be, you really feel that this person knows what's going on in your life. You really feel like they care and that they actually are interested in who you are and what you're doing. And it's reciprocal. Every now and then you're gonna talk with a friend, and one of you will be talking the most of the time. Like you might sit down for coffee with a friend and they just have to vent. They just have to, let it all out, and you're just the supportive ear. That is totally fine. But what's not okay is if it's always like that. If you're always in a situation where the other person is talking and venting and complaining and, maybe, side talking another person that you think is just fine, that's a problem, because that's a good sign that this friend is not a good friend. And you need that give and take, that balance. It should even out to something like 40-60 on either side. Like, in all honesty, through your whole relationship, if your relationship has been about that, you know, maybe you do give more, maybe you do give a bit less, but on the whole, it's pretty even. That's great. The problem is when you feel like the whole aggregate of your relationship is a good 80-20 or even 70-30, where you are providing support and you're always there and you're coming to them and you are, you know, doing the Christmas presents, doing the whatever it takes to make sure that this person knows that you love them, and you're not getting anything back, because that really sucks. I grew up in high school and middle school having a lot of these kinds of relationships where I was desperate to have a connection and it really wasn't reciprocated. It's no fun. It's really taxing. It's a lot of work because you're constantly giving like 70% of the whole relationship or 80% or 90%. And those aren't friends. Those are leeches. Sorry, like, I know it's a strong word, but it's important to understand that. And I think the greatest tell for a good friend, how to spot a good friend, is if you had a problem, if you had like an unexpected circumstance, would that friend be there? And I'm not saying like, would they give you a bunch of money or, you know, that sort of thing. Would they hear you out? Would they, you know, maybe drop off a coffee? Like, there are very little things that a friend can do when you're feeling down that really make a huge difference. And it means that you're not alone in this situation, that someone's there for you, someone cares about you. It's huge. It's absolutely impossible to put it on a scale of how much that can mean to you when, you know, it's just a bad day. Life is rough. We don't have a lot of control over our lives and what's going on. And it really means a lot when you feel like, man, this person is really there for me. Like, that makes all the difference. And even on like a birthday or you're going off to a trip or something, receiving like a nice message from a friend saying like, oh, I hope you have a safe drive, you know, hope, like, happy birthday, I hope you're having an amazing day. That can mean a huge amount. And it is your absolute imperative, and I've said this before, but it is your imperative to prune and cultivate the friendship garden that you want. You know, there are some plants in your garden that are going to take a bit of work, but if they are truly worth it and their beauty and what you get out of the plant itself is worth the work you put in, that's awesome. It can stay in the garden, it'll look amazing, and it makes your life better. But if you have plants that just don't work in your soil, in your garden, they take too much time and effort, and they just develop thorns and prickly little things that you have to weed, it's not worth it. And it is okay to prune and cultivate a garden full of friends that you love, full of the joy that makes your life better. This goes for relationships, whether it's dating, friendship, any kind of relationship like that, even family members. It is your responsibility to ensure that the people in your life and the people around you are people you want, people who do things well for you and are reciprocating your care and time and energy, and who ultimately make your life so much better. You know, it is indescribable how friendships can just make life awesome. They can really be the difference between having just a really difficult week and being able to get along with somebody and realize that, oh, we're in this together, we can do this together, and I love this person. That is where it makes the real difference. So I hope this helps on how to spot good friends, how to spot the ones that need to get pruned. I hope you have people in your life that are encouraging, promoting you to be a better person every day, who support you, who go through the highs and lows, the epic trials and tribulations of life. And if not, you can find them. You can make them. It is much easier than people make it seem. It revolves around common interest, outlooks on life, meeting friends of friends that you just really connect with. You know, those are some of the joys of life. Following a hobby or a passion, getting into a community group of some kind, going to the library, going to places where people want to meet. You know, I think the average person now has between 1 to 3 close friends. And back in the day, like my grandparents, social butterflies, they have friends ranging in the 25 to 30 range. And that might not be right for you. I don't think I have enough energy for that. But if it works for you and it's what people have done for thousands of years, people are kind of starved for friendship and connection. And you would be so surprised at how many people would jump at having a new friend and having a friend that is a 50-50, we are in this together kind of friendship. So it is your responsibility to prune the bad, find the good, and have a beautiful life. I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments what you think about making friends, spotting good ones, getting rid of the bad ones, and I hope you're having a beautiful day, week, month, year, century, millennium. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.